All right, good morning and welcome once again to your program on TV. This is Cool TV and this is channel 196 on Star Times. Very soon, we promise we're going to be on DSTV and then we have a wider coverage and a lot of people can watch our show. My name is Dapo Banjo. Welcome to CROSSFIRE. We're here this morning to bring information that are very vital, in you deciding what to do come March the 28th, 2015 and April the 11th, 2015 as we all approach the poll for the presidential and the gubernatorial and House of Assembly elections in Nigeria. I mean, yesterday it was so very interesting to watch a nation like Israel transit into another republic. The election was free, it was fair, it was very credible, and it was very transparent. We have not, since they reported the ruling government, won back into, after the elections, we have not heard about any after the elections violence or uproar in Israel. Everything went calm as it is expected. Nigeria is approaching the polls come March and April. How is it going to be? And that's why this morning we're going to be accessing and we're going to be analyzing and debating on the achievement of all the parties that are responsible for the elections to be free and fair in Nigeria. And we're going to be looking at it vis-a-vis the 6 weeks postponement of the elections. What has INEC achieved? What has the military achieved? And what has all the parties that are supposed to play one role or the other to ensure that we have a credible elections. With me on the show and driving it as usual is Barrister Ishoma Againe.
Good morning, Nigerians, and you're welcome to the show.
All right, Ishoma, we have we have very serious business to do this morning, and you will agree with me. Since yesterday, I've been expecting that the result of the election in Israel would have been contested. There would have been uproar in some, cities and some towns, but everything has been calm. I went, searching for updates on the election of in Israel, and I just discovered that the party who won have been celebrating,
and then the party that lost had
I congratulated them. Are we looking? What are you? Let me ask you this very, very sincere and objective question. Don't answer me like somebody who probably may be interested in a party or two. But I'm saying that a pro-Nigerian, not any pro-party person, a pro-Nigerian. I want you to. What are you expecting about Nigerian elections? What are your expectations? Candidly, because I'm going to tell you.
The elections generally, or the results?
Yeah, the elections. I mean, all of us are informed about the pre-election period, and that's what we'll be discussing today. During the elections, and you will be covering the elections, You'll be out there covering the elections as an agent, and, I don't know what party you're representing. But
I'm representing myself. Because on that day, I'll be out here doing my own duties here, which I'm expected to do. And then if I won't be able to, I'll be at home sleeping because I won't be voting. That's it.
So what are your expectations? How do you what do you have, in terms of projection into the elections? What can you see?
I really want to believe the elections will be free and fair. But I also see that there may be some irregularities.
That sounds really very like a capital B-U-T.
Yeah, capital B-U-T. But I also see that there will be a whole lot of irregularities in the sense that some individuals may want to go out of their ways to do carry out some illegal activities also in their own favor. Because I don't know if it's a premonition I've been having, but I want to strongly believe some political parties may be so desperate enough to have their own card readers, and then their own compromised staffs.
How do they intend to deploy that?
I don't know, but that's my own personal opinion, that these are some of the desperate activities which we may see on that day. Okay. But then largely, I strongly want to believe the people of Nigeria will come out to vote en masse for whatever candidate
we will be talking today, and I know all the viewers are ready to really know what we'll be addressing today. Today on the show, we'll be looking at the statement that the chairman of INEC made yesterday, very resounding, very categorical, and he made it really very boldly. No going back on March the 28th and April the 11th. And so we'll be looking at all the preparation of INEC, what we believe is still outstanding, and how INEC intends to achieve all of that as we approach the week of the election, because we're just approaching the week. By this weekend, we're already in the week of the elections. And so we'll be looking at that. No going back on March the 28th, no going back, in short, on general elections. That was exactly what he said. No going back on the general elections. And we'll be looking at it vis-a-vis all the other things that are happening in addition to the preparation of INEC for the elections proper. So, Ishama,
yeah.
Yesterday, Professor Jega gave an assurance in Abuja on Wednesday while speaking, yesterday, while speaking to in an interactive session with the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room, a coalition of over 60 civil society organizations, adding that the commission was fully prepared for the exercise. First of all, before you make any comment, how would you evaluate over 100 the preparation? Having all the necessary updates of the activities of INEC, the preparation of INEC for this election, over 100.
As last week or earlier in this week, when you asked me the same question, I said 75%. I think now I'll be kind enough to give them 77%.
Ijoma, you're not nice at all. You're not. I doubt if you'll make a good lecturer.
Fantastic one.
From 75 to 77.
And I have my reasons why. Okay, I know that's one of your strong points. Now, yesterday he came out to say, when they, based on their whole testings and findings, distribution and everything was perfect in about 11 states. Now, my issue is what happened to the remaining 25 states. Now, that's why I'm giving them 77%. So I think I should be applauded for that. But really and truly,
I
think that's one of my issues.
If you ask me, I possibly will score INEC 50%. Maybe I'm worse, a lecturer, because if they score 77 and I'm giving them like 50%, my analyses are based on some facts, and I'm just being analytical here. Okay. Now, he said yesterday, even at that meeting, and he told them, he said 11 states. It said in terms of PVC, distribution and collection, that 11 states have been rated 90% completion. We have 37 states in Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, and you are saying that you are given, this mathematics, for God's sake, Professor Jiga is a professor. 11 states, you are putting 11 states over 37 states, and you say that is 90%. That bothers me a great deal. That is not a 90%. Because if you have information about 11 states where PVC have been collected and you have recorded...
But the truth is, on collection of PVCs, I don't think Nigerians, we should 100% blame INEC for that. Because the truth is, I speak with people I ask people, hold on, have you collected your PVCs? And the feedbacks I get from people is discouraging. Many people will tell you, I'm not interested because I won't vote on that, so they should take it.
And some people are saying, I have gone there several times, and they can't find it, so I'm not going back. But the truth is,
if you weigh this, if you put this on the scale, you have greater percentage of Nigerians who tell you, I don't care about collecting my PVC. They will tell you that we know who will win at the end of the day, so there is no need going to leave my work or my business to go there and stand and collect it. A lot of Nigerians, and that is the issue. Now, on that, you can't blame INEC.
You cannot.
You cannot.
Like a woman was telling me,
I beg people, please. The truth is, the PVC is already, because what Professor Tahiru Jega said some time back, that PVC has come to stay. So for those who are privileged to get theirs now, they should take it and they should keep it safe. But for those of us who were unable to get our PVCs, after the general elections, INEC will begin to, they will ensure that people will also get theirs. So imagine if you've not collected the PVC now. Do you think you will collect it later on? No.
Now, the point
is... So you're putting yourself in double jeopardy.
The point is, by Saturday will mark, is it Saturday now or Sunday?
Sunday.
The 22nd of March. That is the last date for collection. And you are saying that I mean, in all the other 25 states that it's been recorded, as progressive, as people are responding and, and all of that. Now, it's one thing for INEC to have done their assignment very, very properly. It's another thing for you to be putting on a facade or deceiving Nigerians as to letting us feel that the 6 weeks postponement has been positive or has been, a plus for us to have a credible elections come March and April. But the truth here is that by the trappings and all the information available, you and I mean, if we put all of these things side by side, you will agree with me. If you come out to tell us that 11 states have recorded 90%, success in terms of PVC, be the distribution or the collection, and you are not giving us any update about the other 25 states, in the country, or 26 states, as it were, I mean, then something is obviously wrong. There are so many things, that you are probably covering up. So it's not enough for you to come and tell us these 11 states have done well in terms of PVC, and the other 25 states, no information. You are not telling us, okay, we can say in other 25, maybe
pick up
like a big,
issues?
like a breakdown. 11 states, 90%, 20 states, 56 or 60%, and then the other states maybe 34 or 3. And you can now give us reasons why all of these other states have recorded so low, in terms of, the success rate, for collection of the PVC, knowing fully well that you have just a few days to the, to the ultimatum, which you have declared, since...
No, but if, because I'm looking at his statement here, and he said, so far, INEC has achieved 90% distribution of PVCs in 11 states. So it's very possible that in the other states...
It's 100%.
No, it's very possible that in the other states, it probably could be 50% distribution, 60% distribution.
That's why I'm saying that INEC by now should be giving us information that we can relate with. Don't keep quiet on the other 25 states. You were very loud to tell us 11 states have recorded 90%. Why did you keep quiet about the other 26 states in the country, in the same country? You should have told us, okay, it's 60, it's 70, it's 35, it's 40, and so you give us an holistic view of how far we are fared in terms of PVC distribution. But keeping quiet or keeping mum about it does not in any way educate the voters. It is not giving us any information. You have left us to start assuming, that in the other 26 states, and people will get, the wrong information at the end of the day.
We hope Professor Tahiru Jega can also come out to clear the air on that. But
anyway,
then Nigerians shouldn't be discouraged. We also have other good news as regards his statement yesterday.
Anyway, his statement yesterday gave back to a lot of other beautiful information that he made available. And we will be talking about that when we come back from the short break. And so stay with us. Don't go nowhere. All right, we are back, and we've been discussing about the statement that the chairman of INEC made yesterday in a closed-door meeting with about 60 civil society organizations in Nigeria. And he made very emphatic statement, and he said there is no going back on the general elections. He said he cannot get any information from any quarter about another postponement. I mean, we heard this before, the postponement of the elections away from February 14th, and now we have heard it again. And every indication and all the other statements that he made at that meeting, we'll be looking at them in details, and then we'll be looking at, are they positive or negative, or the chairman is just giving us information that probably may change the next hour or the next day. Today is a brand new day, and we have not really gone very far in it, and so a lot of things can still happen. So let's have all the information that the chairman made yesterday, and let's look at it, you know, in view of what we have on ground at the moment.
Yesterday, one of the things he also said, he said the commission had received, remarkable assurances from security agencies on providing adequate security during the elections. And he also spoke about the possibility of elections holding in the recaptured towns from Boko Haram. And he said the commission was pleased with the reports, the remarkable report on the successes which they've been getting. And let me quote what he said. He said, "We understand that there are only 3 local governments in Borno State that have been totally cleared of the insurgency. But we also know that the insurgents are very desperate, and a lot of bombings and using incidentary devices have been happening, even though in isolated places. And we are working very closely with security agencies to ensure that measures are in place to check this and ensure that they do not disrupt the electoral process."
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me, Ishama.
And this was one of the things we argued. Would elections hold in these areas?
Yes, in these areas. We talked about it. But, you know, my candid opinion about this statement, I mean, without having to, you know, to tend towards the right or the left or speak in favor of the government or whatever. Don't forget that security, Jega told us, February 18th, it came out after the postponement, and it told us very clearly that it cannot assure, it cannot talk about security. Who is Jega today? He said, I cannot, it is not INEC's responsibility. I mean, I have some of the statements that he made.
Friend,
hold on, Ishama.
Understand that February 18th was a while back. No, you can't compare February 18 with what's on ground now. Mind you, Mr. President also came out to tell us that they got more, more ammunitions for our military.
Ishama, listen to this before you make your statement, so that you get the angle.
Now, before now, they were not having success.
Can you listen to this?
Recovering towns.
Can you listen to this? It will help you.
Don't blame him.
It will help. I'm not blaming. I kept saying consistently when he was being asked. He said, this is Atairu Jega's statement. He said, I kept saying consistently that INEC is not a security organization. We are an election management body, so we rely a lot on security to be able to ensure that things are done well and that there is no disruption of the electoral process. Who is it to let the military?
He came out to
let
say
the military
they
come out.
Received assurances from our security agencies.
The service chief said
and they are working closely with them.
The security chiefs came out before the postponement, and they told us that the country is not safe for elections.
As at back then,
have they come out to
as at back then,
have they come out to give us an update?
You and I also know
the service chiefs, have they spoken?
Chiefs and security agencies have been coming out, putting out everywhere on the media so that Nigerians can be rest assured.
They are saying we are recapturing towns and villages and all of that.
Do you think Professor Atahiri, now my issue is, do you think Professor Atahiri Jega would have come out to say this if he wasn't in close alliance with our security chiefs to come out to say that there will be elections?
I will behave like a typical Nigerian to you.
Don't behave like a typical Nigerian.
And I will ask you a question. I will ask you a question. I want to answer your question with a question, because I mean, as Nigerians, that's what we do. Okay. Can I answer your question? Okay, can I answer your question then? I will answer your question by asking this question, and then I'll give you an answer. Okay, this is it. You said that Atairu Jega probably have been in close alliance with the security chiefs,
no, I said,
and that
what
is what.
If?
What if he has been?
Okay, so
since we cannot verify, and then this is my question. Don't you think it is better for the security chiefs to be the one to give us an update on security in the nation?
In an event where they haven't come out to do that.
So is in position.
Nigeria sit in darkness.
So he's in Atairu Jega's place to come and give us security reports?
No, listen, he wasn't giving us security
no.
reports. He was giving us reports based on elections going on in those areas.
Yes.
Which has been of grave concern to Nigerians.
It is not in his position
he came out to say,
give us an update.
The INEC boss, all he came out to say,
yes.
he didn't say, oh, security is perfect. He said that he had received, the commission had received what?
Do you know he said yesterday that he is assuring? He said he is sure. He said, I am sure that elections will take place in the...
security reports he had gotten.
Where is he getting it from?
From the security chiefs. He's
Can the security chiefs come and address the nation
security chiefs, and
give us a security update?
They have to address him because he's the INEC boss. It's his commission that's responsible for organizing elections.
Well, but we are the voters. We are the voters. We are the ones going out on that day.
You're supposed to take response or whatever information it is from Professor Tahiru Jega in consonance with our security chiefs.
No, I disagree, Shoma. If the security chiefs can come out, if they came out before the elections and said that...
Let us move to other points.
Hold on now. Let me make my point. I need to make my point. I need to make my point.
We're not doing this.
They came out to say that this nation is not safe and we cannot have elections, we should not go ahead, and eventually we postpone the elections.
Wait.
If right now they have recorded successes in terms of security, they should come out and tell Nigerians that now we can have a free, fair, credible, transparent and secured election in Nigeria. That's my argument.
And my issue is, I don't know if you sat down to listen to what I said. He did
no,
not
I've been standing
elections.
up in the studio.
Maybe you were standing up in your mind, but he didn't come out to say elections be held. He said he spoke on the possibility of elections holding in those areas. Why? Because of the reports they have been getting. Come on, you work with the media.
No, it's not in his place. It is not in Atairu Jega's place.
Let's move to another point now.
Let's take this call from Bean. Good morning, Bean. Hello, Bean.
Good morning. Yeah,
good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I choose to agree with you. Jega is not in the position to tell us that the election can go on.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Like you said earlier, he's not in the position to talk about the security. So why coming now and say that election will be free of violence? Though even he is supposed to say that, he's supposed to say based on the report chief.
That was what I said. That was what I said. Dapo wasn't listening.
But he didn't say so.
So Bean too was not listening.
Maybe that as a boss, you understand? He didn't say based on the security something. You understand?
Yeah.
And secondly, the issue of the distribution that 90% of the 11 states. I think you don't have to blame the guy for that. He's a professor in political science, not statistical mathematics. What I blame the media then in not asking him a question about this and that. Again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bean.
Let's move also, because I think you were not listening properly to what I said anyways.
I think you are just not being objective.
Let's move to another point.
You are just not being objective.
I think I really liked what he said, even though I have faults.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today, Ibrahim?
I'm fine.
Great. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Okay, my contribution this morning is about the security and the elections.
Yeah.
I think the security chiefs have not been truthful to Nigerians.
Thank you.
Really?
If you look at the situation about the security in the Northeast, right from time, they have not been this truthful to Nigerians and their effort in fighting this security. So many Nigerians don't even believe in Nigerian security apparatus again. So what I think is, whether they like it or not, Nigerians must have an election. And it is in their responsibility to make sure that we Nigerians are secured for this election, whether the Northeast is peaceful or not. At least there are countries who are worse than Nigeria, and they have had elections. So it is in our interest, and in their own interest as well, that Nigeria have a peaceful election.
All right.
So the determination of Nigerians to have this election is there. And I believe even the security are around or not, Nigerians are determined. You can see even the people in the Northeast have recorded high rates of collection of PVC. Yeah. That's not because the area is not secured or not, but because the interest develop in those areas because they've been suffering and they want to liberate themselves from that suffering. That's why you see the rate of collection in some areas are high. Even though people are raising questions that why is it that people are collecting more PVCs in troubled areas than in areas that are not in trouble? Because these people are suffering. They want to vote.
Wow.
So whether they are secured or not, some of them, they've even made interest that they put their lives on the line to vote, even though they are going to die, but they will vote to liberate their children from that suffering.
You.
So I think that's why the rate of collection of PVC is
very
in some areas like in the east and in south region.
All right, thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim.
Very valid point. Very valid point.
Now, let's move on to the next important point he said. Now, he said, in any polling unit where a card reader was stolen, the results from that unit will be voided.
Okay.
And it is
Let's
sufficient.
take this call before we make comments on that. Alex, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, I want to contribute. I want to give my contribution to the show.
Go ahead.
See, for free and fair elections to hold in Nigeria, both the federal government, both the state government, both the local government, every person should make sure that they avoid the path coming up with uniforms, claiming to be one security or the other. Because as I'm telling you, we Nigerians know that a lot of them are training people, claim to be this on that. On that day, they give uniforms to them. And those people, when they come up to the polling booth or to the others, they don't have value of life. They can kill anyhow because that is what they train for. I think you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
We hope that will not happen.
Anyway,
So,
we
yes,
hope.
we hope. But when you are, as you are there now, you are paid for that job, so you have to deliver the job immediately.
Yeah.
I think you know that. So
Yes.
these people, they are trained for that and they are paid for that. They are ready to do anything to make sure that they achieve their evil motives and aims.
All
So
right.
let the government put eyes on the ground and know the people they call uniform people, security people, not the people that they just train somewhere at the backyard, coming up without having the fear of God or even the value of life in them.
All right.
This will be the number one thing for us to have a free and fair election.
All right. Thank you
Good
so
morning.
very much, Alex. Thank you so very much. Now, to answer your question, Alex has contributed a very valid point. Now, it is a level of compromise. And you can prove me otherwise. If INEC, if Atahiru Jega comes up to say if PVC have been stolen in a particular polling booth and it's recorded that they stole PVCs there, or they came and snatched the card reader, that election will be null and void in those words or in those polling units. I mean, it is an indication that it cannot even guarantee the safety of the.
My issue is it Professor Tahiru Jega to guarantee safety? Or is our security agency?
So you are coming back to my point.
I am not coming back to your point, Dapo. Listen. Yes. You should learn to listen. He spoke on the possibility. He did not say elections will hold in those areas, Dapo, because you had to mislead our listeners. He did not say elections will hold. He spoke on the possibility and he said, well, we've been receiving security reports, good progress reports about security, about then the towns that have been captured, recaptured. So if we continue to have this good security report, then there are possibilities that elections may hold. He did not say elections would hold.
Now listen to me. I take a very serious. It does not. It's not as simple as you're saying it. You are just deceiving. You are just deceiving people.
Are you saying I'm deceiving
seriously,
people on
I'm telling
TV?
On national TV. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I am quoting what Professor Atahiru Jega said.
Don't play with English here. It's either we are secured or we are not secured. You are just playing with English. He said may. He said will. He said shall. Leave all of those. That is grammar. We are talking about what exactly is on the ground. That is the issue here. What is on the ground? Look at what Alex said. There's every possibility that people will appear in uniform, in army uniforms or in police uniforms on that day. What are the measures? What are the punitive measures that government is putting in place to secure?
So why don't we get Mr. President on phone? Why don't we get our security chiefs on phone and stop putting the blame on Professor Tahiru Jega?
I'm not blaming him.
Can we please move to the next
He cannot do more
point?
than what he is doing, and that's why I'm telling you that he does not even have the audacity, to come and assure Nigerians that there is security to go ahead with the elections.
Moving on to the next point, Professor Tahiru Jega came out to say that INEC, they have plans to arrange voting for the internally displaced persons Now, he said this because, well, based on what he said, that there are some areas where some persons have been able to return back to their communities based on the security information we've gotten, that they've been able to recapture those towns and those areas are safe. But then he said for those areas which the people are still living within the internally displaced, within the camps, that they will ensure that voting goes on there.
Yeah, but at the same time, yes, it is not so much of a good news. It is not so much of a good news. Do you know why? Information I have it yesterday from the security presence in Borno State that the internally displaced people from Borno State should not return home. They should still stay at the at the camp.
So my issue is, should they conduct elections for those persons at the internally displaced camps?
If security can be guaranteed that the election process will not be
the security.
The security chiefs, the people who are actually fighting the war.
I hope you can also get them on phone to clarify that also.
I hope so. It is also your duty to get them on the phone. It is also your duty to get them on the phone. So whatever they say, you will bring it to the show.
I think Professor Tahiru Jega, well, I think we have a call. Let's take this first.
All right. Issa, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good morning.
Hi,
all right, go ahead.
Don't mind the lady. She's a barrister. She's trying to convince us with her barrister language.
Thank you. She's a lawyer, and interesting enough, I am capable of being able to tell her, this is just grammar. Please go ahead, Issa. Yeah.
So you see, like you said, the professor, he said no going back on the election.
Yes.
Mind you, the other time before the postponement of the election, he made a statement like that. There's no going back.
Same statement, yeah. And he's saying it again.
So we don't have any guarantee of this same statement. How are we sure that this statement is not going to be withdrawn again? That is one point. Secondly, yesterday I was listening to the news. In the flash news, they say the security men are saying that the election might not be held in the north region,
in the northeast.
Northeast. You understand? In the northeast.
And particularly Borno State.
Particularly Borno State. And you see, so now I'm telling us that that is why the first caller being said that there's no, Jega is not in the position to tell us the security report. I agree with the caller that he said Jega is not in the position to tell us the situation of security because, one, he made mention that he is not in the position to make that statement, to tell us the security position of the country. His own duty is just to run the election. So now I'm not telling us that the security is clear there. It's not security-wise. It's not something we're supposed to appreciate because he's not in the position to tell us all these things.
Thank you very much, Issa, for your contribution.
Thank you.
I think the security men should come and tell us this is what.
Thank you.
Well, we hope they come out.
God bless you, Issa.
Thank you so much, Issa.
They were the ones that came out and told us it is not secure to have an election. How come Jega is coming out?
I have a question to ask.
Okay.
If you're saying elections won't hold in Borno because of security, how true are all their stories and claims and video
that they've captured here? You see why they need to come out? That question. You see why they need to come out?
But the truth is, all these are all emanating from the security force.
And is it that information? You and I know that information management in Nigeria is poor.
At the end of the day, this still falls back to what I said a while ago. But I won't bring that up now. I won't. Okay. But I hope your computer brain can be able to reboot back to that day. Anyway, moving on.
You had better say it. I'm not going to allow you to go that route. We're going to go on a short break now. It's getting really very hot, even though the air conditioning is on in the studio. But I'm feeling really so very hot. Cool. Jega can just come and address Nigerians about security. He told us they were the ones who gave him this information that is not secured to have an election because it's not secured. They should come out and tell Nigerians that now it is secured and we can have a peaceful elections. We'll go on a short break now, and then when we come back, we'll be approaching the last tranche of the show. Do stay with us. right, we are back, and this is Crossfire, and we'll be discussing about the statement that Professor Atahiru Jega, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, made yesterday in a closed-door meeting with about 60 civil society organizations, and he ensured and made emphatic statement. He has done it before, and elections were postponed. He did it again yesterday. Maybe this is an indication that there will be another postponement, who knows? But the truth is just that we've been analyzing all the statements he made. We hope not. Nigerians are praying. We want the elections. We want this election to just come and go so that we can have our life back. Our life is all attached.
The truth is, it shouldn't just come and go like all previous elections. It should come and it should be meaningful. It should reflect the true aspirations of the people. So let us not try and mumble things.
No. That's exactly what I mean, Ishoma, when I say let it come and go. Don't postpone this election any longer. We agree with you, postponement of elections, no more. But all the trappings, all the necessary things that pushed, especially the issues that were raised to push for the postponement, we need update. We are not getting update. Don't make statements in places where you came out very strong the last time and you said, see, that INEC is not a security organization and we cannot tell Nigeria's security positions and whatever. I know
this information is not secret because even Mr. Lai Mohammed, he came out to speak about it. Some days ago, Mr. President invited Professor Atahiru Jega to a closed-door meeting where some security chiefs were present. So what if now, based on whatever it was he was told, why
the opposition party will feel that way?
No, I understand. I completely understand and I respect why they felt that with the opposition parties because Mr. President is a candidate. He is also aspiring to run. Now, it would have been it sounded really funny having a closed-door meeting without the media, without other personnel there to verify. I know he's still a president.
He's still the president.
But he's in running. Come on, it's just like saying Manchester, wait. It's just like saying Bayern Munich now. Bayern Munich and Chelsea, they want to play a game. And Bayern Munich is now inviting the referee to a closed-door meeting with their management just because they are still defending champions. How does that sound?
No, it's different.
How is it different?
Okay, let me tell you why it's different.
Why?
The president is a sitting president of the country.
But he
has assignment. Hold on now. Let me answer your question. Yes, I know. You already established that. But the truth is that it still has statutory responsibility to the nation. And it cannot keep quiet on the state of the nation, even though he's running for elections.
I know, but
so he's playing his role as the president.
I understand he's playing his role, but I think I also want to tilt more to what Mr. Lai Mohammed was saying that. Well, they're not saying what Professor Mr. Lai Mohammed was saying. It wasn't that they were vitiating the meeting, but you want to have a meeting with the umpire based on the elections, on the workings of the elections. Shouldn't it have been necessary or important that they also invited members of the opposition and other people, pressmen, to be part of it?
I disagree with
because
him.
Now the issue is...
I disagree with
my issue here is, I understand Professor Atahiru Jega had missed some points here based on what the analysis, but what if whatever it is he came out to say here while addressing the coalition groups was based on the information he was given in that closed-door meeting?
That information, as a Nigerian,
also reflects the opinions of members who were present at that closed-door meeting.
Okay, don't you think the service chiefs...
What if?
Don't you think the service chiefs...
What if?
Yeah, it's possible. There's that possibility.
Well,
I'm saying that.
Answered the question
don't you think that the service chiefs owed Nigeria an address?
They did not come
Don't you think they owe Nigeria an address?
I know they do perfectly. They do.
They went and flew kite in London. They came back and told us a lot of stories about insecurity.
And then we saw how that played out, right? So what if the whole thing right now is being pushed on Professor Atahiru Jega?
Why would they do that? That is wickedness.
Well, we have a call. Usman is calling us from Lagos. Hi, Usman.
That is wickedness, Ishoma. Why would they keep quiet now? Why would they push him?
We're only assuming, what if the information as it came out to say, oh, well, elections will hold here, elections may hold there. What if these were the assurances he was giving at that meeting?
Anyway, really and truly. Anyway,
but then we can only hope our service chiefs come out to clear the air.
Your last point as it were, let's take this call. Good morning, Usman.
Good morning, Banjo Ishoma.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos today.
All right. Usman, you're welcome. How was your trip back to Lagos?
It was fine, and stuff, food up, whatever.
Yes.
welcome.
Have you picked up your PVC?
That is the reason why I called.
Okay.
So I went to where I registered the ward. I was being directed to the local government.
Yeah.
Okay.
This morning. So I went to the local government again. On getting to the local government, I was being told to go to INEC office again.
Yes. Yeah.
So of which the stress was being too much. So I have to go online. I wrote a number online, the Surulere, whatever, and maybe the rec office.
Yes, the rec office, yeah.
So I called up the number this morning. The man was not even friendly with me. He was just shouting. And the most annoying part of it was that the man just hung up the phone. I was surprised. If the work wasn't suitable for him, must he have put his number there? I'm so confused now. I'm so confused. I'm just in the local government, just asking for whereabouts of INEC office. Now I was directed by a guy that I should go to Babajide. So I will now take another bus down to Babajide now.
Wow.
He said it's too much.
I mean, Usman, you are just an example of a true Nigerian, somebody who is just dogged, and you just want to follow, a process through. We wish you all the best. Go all the way. Your experience may just help a lot of Nigerians by the time you pick up your PVC. Believe you me.
Please.
And that's what we are trusting. That's what we just want to believe will happen eventually. All right, let's take this call from Odiaka. Odiaka, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, concisely speaking, concerning the statement made by Jaga, you see, this issue is not something that has to be debated here.
Yeah.
The security chiefs own this country a duty to come out and say that they can guarantee security in these areas, because they were the ones that started this security issue saga and told Nigerians that they cannot guarantee security in these areas. So they have to come out and tell Nigerians that they cannot guarantee security in these areas. Simple. And whatever Jaga will be saying will be complimentary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much, Odiaka.
Thank you.
So for me, for instance, the last issue you raised that he talked about, if there is a stolen PVC, if there's a stolen card reader, that election will be null and void in that polling unit. That is not fair on Nigerians.
Well,
if security is adequate,
wrap up. I think I mean just try to add up this good news story. Now, yesterday, the Federal High Court sitting at Abuja struck out a suit which was filed by a group, Society for Advancement and Protection of Public Rights, as the Federal High Court tried the suit, which was instituted to stop the use of the PVCs.
Are you bringing this up because you are a lawyer?
No, it was stopped.
No, I'm just asking. It's not a... Okay,
a lot of Nigerians are happy. I am particularly happy. Now, based on this, it shows also that INEC can go ahead with the use of the PVC, as against the clamor by many political parties.
Yesterday, PDP Governors Forum, said they don't believe in the use of the PVC.
Well, the court has the final say, and I think you were able to support all of that with provisions of the law, which is good.
All right. I will promise you the issue on security will continue to be a part of the agenda for Crossfire, and we will discuss it until we get respite, until the security chiefs and the nation address all Nigerians about security, that it is safe for us to go out there, to go and exercise our civic responsibility come March the 28th and April the 11th, 2015, as we go and take our decision. It is an open ballot thing. I have my candidate.
Open, secret
also, yes.
Process.
So for us, we will keep all of this information open, and we'll bring updates to you as usual. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody who have been a part of our show. As usual, it's been fun. We had fun in the studio, and we hope we're able to bring about very good information to you. Tomorrow morning is another very good time, and we will be here, and we know definitely you will be there also. Do stay out of trouble.
Violence, please. Say no to violence.
And don't drink and drive.